Very good morning, students. Welcome back to all our science class. In today's class, we are going to continue the lesson water, and we are going to see the topic water cycle. So today topic is water cycle. Let us enter into our topic. Dear children, you know very well how are clouds formed. In previous class, we have discussed that how are clouds formed, isn't it? So first step for cloud formation is what? The water enter into the air through the process of evaporation and transpiration. By this evaporation and transpiration process, water converted into water vapor, isn't it? So what is evaporation? Evaporation is the process. In this process, liquid converted into vapor. What is transpiration? It is the process. In this process, water converted into vapor by plants. Okay, so the transpiration process only done by plants. By this evaporation and transpiration process, water converted into water vapor, and this water vapor enter into the air. If water vapor enter into the air and it moves up and it gets cooler, at sufficient height the air becomes so cool. Water vapor in the air condense to form a tiny droplets. What is condensation? It is the process. In this process, vapor changes into liquid by cooling. So, water vapor converted into tiny droplets by condensation process. After that condense, what happened? The tiny drops together to form a large drops. These large drops are so heavy, so it fall as rain. This process is known as precipitation. So precipitation, what is precipitation? Water that falls back to the earth's surface as the form of rain, snow, hail is known as precipitation. Okay, so in this way only water vapor come back to the earth. Okay, so what is the first step? Formation of water vapor. How does water vapor formed? By transpiration and evaporation process. After that it moves up and it gets cooler. So during that it cooler means what happened? The water vapor condensed to form a tiny drops. After that formation of tiny drops, what happened? These tiny drops are combined together to form a large drops. This large drop is so heavy, so it is fall as rain or snow or hail. If water is too cold means it forms a snow or hail. So snow is nothing but it is a white ice crystals. White ice crystals. Okay. What is a hail? Hail is a small hard ice. Small hard ice. Like that ice cube. You may see the ice cube, isn't it? It is a hard structure. So hail is nothing but it is a small hard structure of ice. Okay, imagine that it is look like a ice cubes. Okay, So finally, water reaches the earth's surface by precipitation process in the form of rain. We know that rain is a liquid form, but snow and hail are solid form of water. Okay, snow is a white ice crystals. You may see in that cartoon pictures, or you may see in the photos snowfall, isn't it? So hail is a small hard balls of ice, like that ice cube. Okay, so in this way water reaches the earth. See here, the blue color balls are water. First the water is converted into water vapor. Again this water vapor form a clouds. The clouds are small. What is the clouds? Clouds are small tiny droplets of water. These small tiny droplets combine together to form a heavy weight droplet. It falls as snow or hail or rain. Okay, see here, it is a rainfall. It is the one of the way water come back to the earth. Okay, see here, it is a snowfall. I already told that if water is too cold means it forms snow or hails, isn't it? This snow and hails are fall as in the form of snow, fall as snow or hails. Okay, the snow is a white color ice crystals. It is a solid form. It may deposit on the surface. See here, the trees is covered by the snow, isn't it? The road is also covered by snow. See here, this is hail fall. I already told that what is hail. Hail is a small hard ball of ice. Small hard ball of ice. That means it is look like a ice cube. Small ice cube. Sometimes we may see that along the rain, hail also fall down. When the hail is formed means when the water is too cold in the atmosphere means the hail or snow formed. So it also fall down as hail fall. In this way water reaches to the earth's surface by the rain, by snow and hail. So this way water reaches the earth's surface. Students, after rainfall, where does water go? Have you ever observed that after rain, where does water go? Most of the water that falls on the land as rain and snow, it sooner or later goes back to the oceans. So most of the rain water goes to where? Oceans. So rainwater finally reaches the oceans. Journey of rainwater. Students, in previous slide we have discussed that rainwater goes at last in oceans. So in this slide we have going to discuss journey of rainwater. We know that snow is also one of the form of water, rainwater, isn't it? So in snow in the mountain melts into water. I already told that snow is the solid form. it start melts. During this melting, a solid convert into liquid. Okay, so first step, if the snow is there means it start melting. Snow in the mountain melts into water. Then the water flow down the mountains in the form of streams and rivers. We know that what is streams. Streams is a small narrow river. Okay, so after melting, the melted water flow down the mountains in the form of streams and rivers. And the rivers cover long distance on the land. That means the river travels long distance on the land, and finally it reaches the sea or ocean. So in this way, the rain from the mountain to ocean, it travels. Okay, first step, snow in the mountain melts into water. Then the water flow down in the mountains in the form of streams and rivers. The rivers travel the long distance on land and fall into the sea or ocean. Okay, we know that rain all falls on the land also. Rain falls on the land also. If rain falls on the land, it also flows in the form of river and streams. All the water on the surface, earth's surface, are accumulated and form a river or streams. The small streams connected to the rivers. The rivers cover long distances on the road, and finally it fall into sea or an ocean. Sometimes the river or stream endowed with lakes also. We know that lake is a large surface of water. It is surrounded by land. Okay, so the rainwater falls on the land, it accumulated and it form a small streams. The small streams are connected together to form a river. The river travels a long distances on the land and it finally end with sea or ocean, or sometimes the river ended with lakes also. During this journey of rainwater, it also fill up the lakes and ponds also. So by this travel, rainwater also fill up the lakes and ponds. So after rainfall, we may notice that the ponds and lakes are filled with water. Okay. During the journey of rainwater, some of the water is absorbed or taken by the plants, and this plant consumed some amount of water to prepare the food. The remaining excess of water is also back to the earth in the form of vapor. This process is known as transpiration. Some of the water is present in the surface of the earth. It is also taken up by the sun's heat by the process of evaporation. Okay, so some of the rainwater is absorbed by plants and it again back to in the form of vapor by the transpiration, and some of the water is evaporated by sun's heat also. Some part of rainwater get absorbed and sweeps by the ground. absorbed, it taken up by ground, or it seeps. Seeps means it leaks slowly through the pores. We know that Earth's surface contain many small tiny pores. These pores, the rainwater leaks slowly through the pores and reaches the water table. After, you know that in the rainfall time, our earth's surface is covered by water. Within 2 days, the water get absorbed or seeped by ground, isn't it? So that you may see that disappear in the water is disappear on the surface of ground, isn't it? So where does this water goes? Some of the water is goes by evaporation and some of the water is seeps or absorbed by ground. This absorbed or seeped water reaches the water table. What is the water table? Students, under the earth there are many layers are there. Some of the layer contain soil, some of the layer contain sand, rocks, a tiny small substance sand also present. So see this picture. Under the earth we may see these kind of layers. One of the layer is water. If seeped water is reaches the water table. See this picture. This is the water layer. This is also one of the water layer. It present under the earth. So the surface water, it seeped or absorbed through the pores present in earth's surface, and it fills the water table. Okay, it seeped by the ground and it fills the water table. This is known as groundwater. Okay, this groundwater is the source of many wells and lakes. We can draw the rainwater by wells, hand pumps and tube wells. Okay. In this way, water travels. Finally, it ended with oceans or seas. Okay. The rainwater finally reaches the ocean. After reaching the ocean, what happened? It again evaporated. The water evaporated by sun's heat, and it goes into the air as the form of vapor, and it come back as rain, hail or snow, and again it go back to the ocean. So this circulation is known as water cycle. So the circulation of water between ocean and land is known as water cycle. So students, what is the water cycle? Water cycle is a circulation of water between ocean and land, is known as water cycle. So from these oceans, water it taken by the evaporation process by sun's heat, and it reaches the air and it cooled or condensed to become a liquid. This liquid is fall as rain, and finally this rainwater reaches ocean. This is known as what? Water cycle. Okay, this water cycle is very important. This water cycle maintains the supply of water. If the water circulation is not happen, means we cannot get the water for our daily needs. So water cycle is very important. See here, ocean water is evaporated in the form of vapor and it condensed. So the vapor converted into liquid. This liquid is fall on the land by the precipitation process. This is known as water cycle. That means from the ocean to land, the circulation of water is known as water cycle. And see here, this is the ocean or sea. So the water from the ocean is taken by evaporation process, and some of the water is taken by the transpiration process, and it goes to the air. In the air, the water vapor becomes cool by condensation process, and it form a cloud. These clouds are again precipitated in the form of raindrops or snow or hail. Finally, the rainwater reaches the ocean. I hope students, you are all understand this water cycle concept, isn't it? So let us recall what are the processes involved in water cycle. The four processes involved in water cycle. First one is the transpiration. This is the process by which plants releases excess of water into the air in the form of water vapor. This process is known as transpiration process. This is only done by plants. Okay. And that next step is evaporation process. We know that evaporation is the conversion of liquid form into vapor form. This evaporation is done by with the help of sun's heat. And that condensation is the process changing of a substance from vapor into liquid on cooling. By this process only water vapor converted into liquid, that means tiny droplet. This is happened in the air. And that final process is the precipitation. By this process, a small droplets of water accumulated to form a big drops of water. The bigger water drops come down as rain by the process of precipitation. This fourth process is very important in water cycle. Okay, students. So we will again meet in next class. Thank you.